So, is the free rice scheme now under hostage from central government, or has it been a betrayal of the voter? Vijay Prasad is spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, and Sanket Yenagi is Congress spokesperson and lawyer. Appreciate your joining us. Sanket Yenagi, to you first. The Siddaramaiah government during the election campaign, when it was in the opposition, said we will give 10 kilos of rice. Now you've decided 5 kilos of rice and we will give a certain amount in a cash component. Do you agree that maybe you should have done possibly the maths before you decided 10 kilos of rice, or are you only going to blame the center and the Food Corporation of India?
So our basic understanding or the commitment to supply was based on the FCI's commitment towards us. So the availability of the rice in the FCI godowns is very well known, on record. The only reason they have refused to supply it to us is not justifiable. If you can see the chronology of events, once the FCI says it has sufficient stock and it would supply, later it rescinds it. The Food and Civil Supply Minister of the state approaches the central minister to discuss about the same. He refuses to meet. He avoids and he has so many excuses. Thereby, in one way, they make the FCI to rescind the contract. It is a breach of obligation or a contract or a commitment for the FCI. The union government would have said at least to the FCI, look into the same. If there is an availability, kindly see that the people should not suffer. Let there be any political difference between BJP or a Congress pertaining to the commitment. But insofar as supply of rice to the poor people are concerned, that to the BPL, one should not have played politics.
So you're saying the FCI was virtually coerced, you're claiming was coerced by the central government to not go ahead and supply rice at rupees 34 per kg to allow the state government to implement Anna Bhagya. Vijay Prasad, you know, these are allegations now that are being made by the Chief Minister, by Congress spokespersons, that the Modi government stopped the Food Corporation of India from selling it, even as it allowed FCI to supply rice at rupees 20 per kg for ethanol production. This is the charge which is being made by the Congress, that FCI, under pressure from the centre, is rescinding a contract with the Karnataka government to supply rice at 34 rupees a kg.
The Congress is shifting the goalpost, Rajdeep. It is a classic case of a mismanaged, shoddy implementation of promises made before the election. Elections has been won by making false promises.
No, but FCI, you're claiming it's a false promise. Is it true or not that FCI suddenly decided we will not supply this rice in the open market?
Congress has totally gone berserk as far as the letters is concerned. So on 8th of June itself, there was a inter-ministerial committee meeting which said that the open market scheme has been discontinued.
No, why only on the 8th of June? The question is, FCI is not short of rice. FCI is not short of rice. Why is it on the 8th of June, after an opposition government comes in Karnataka, that the FCI decides to discontinue the open market scheme?
No. Rajdeep, see, these people, the Karnataka government, Congress government started writing the letter only from the 12th of June onwards. So this meeting happened on 8th of June. So we need to move on from that date, Rajdeep. It is now.
What is the reason? What is the reason suddenly? There is no clarity as to why does FCI decide to suddenly discontinue a scheme that they had.
Congress, that is the reason why I am saying Congress wants to keep the rice pot boiling without keeping the rice in it. So they want to still hamper on these dates and trying to shift the goalpost.
I am asking you again, sir, can you give me one reason why FCI discontinued the open market scheme?
See, there are a couple of reasons, Rajdeep. The open market scheme, because of the delay in onset of the monsoon, it is the decision taken by the inter-ministerial committee meeting. So they have decided to discontinue the open market scheme. So having said that, we need to move on from that.
So you're saying it's not Karnataka specific. You're saying it was a general decision taken.
It is a classic case of Congress mismanaging and shoddy implementation of the project, because this election has been won by making false promises. If you look at the way it is going, promises are made to be broken first by the Congress. They promised 200 units of free electricity and later came with average 10 months usage with conditions. They
Okay.
promised 10 kg free rice.
Mr.
Now they are
Mr.
saying
Yenagi,
they'll give only 5 kg rice, and in lieu of the rice, they've saved money. Congress should answer what will happen to the balance 5 kg. See, Siddaramaiah boasts of presenting 13 budgets. He's a two-time CM, but still, when it comes to implementation, it is a shoddy implementation. He should have set a benchmark in implementation with the past experience.
okay, you made the
Congress is
point.
planning-
You're claiming, you made the point, you're claiming that the problem is with the scheme, not with the FCI. Vijay Prasad, you made the point. Mr. Yenagi, you want to respond. When you make these promises at election time, you have to make sure that you have A, your maths right, that you have actually a program ready for delivery. Questions therefore will be raised. Now there are questions over the amount you're going to compensate people for the 5 kgs that they will miss out. Whether it should be 174 rupees, others say it should be higher. Either way, you can't only blame the FCI also.
Mr. Rajdeep, let me clarify to our viewers few important facts. I would place it on record. Number one, as on the date of making the commitment or the promise for delivery of 10 kgs rice, we had every data available to us as to what is the stock available with the FCI. That is one thing. And that was a sufficient stock they had. And they had already promised. And number two, as of now, there is 262 lakh metric tons of rice stock is available in the godowns of FCI. And secondly, 135 lakhs metric ton for the national supply is only needed. What is that remaining 130 lakh metric ton they are going to do? And why the central government or anyone responsible in the central government has not intervened in the matter to instruct the FCI as to why can't they look into the same? Because it is a concern of the general public. Forget about politics, forget about the Congress, forget about the promise made. But at least the center should have intervened to see that
So
the poor person is suffering.
Okay, we've got two clear points of view. The Congress government in Karnataka believes that the center has influenced the FCI to stop the open market scheme, thereby denying access to greater rice. The BJP claims that the scheme was faulty in its implementation from day one. Either way, the question we will keep asking, what is the FCI doing with its overflowing go-downs? Isn't rice meant for BPL families, not just in Karnataka, but across this country?